Teachers who help to open young minds perform a duty which is as near sacred as I will admit. I think a fundamentalist is somebody who believes something unshakably and isn't going to change their mind. The State of Israel seems to owe its very existence to the American Jewish vote, while at the same time consigning the non-religious to political oblivion. When brains get sufficiently big, presumably, as human brains have, consciousness seems to emerge. Darwin gives courage to the rest of science that we shall end up understanding literally everything, springing from almost nothing, a thought extremely hard to comprehend and believe. A native speaker of English who has never read a word of the King James Bible is verging on the barbarian. Of course you can use the products of science to do bad things, but you can use them to do good things, too. Science coverage could be improved by the recognition that science is timeless, and therefore science stories should not need to be pegged to an item in the news. It doesn't hurt my feeling when I get vilified by fundamentalist religious people. I've actually made comedy out of it. I've made light of that. Here is something cheap about magic that works just because it is magic. If you read Islamic creationist literature, it's pretty much lifted from American evangelical literature. Public sharing is an important part of science. I think it's misleading to use a word like God in the way Einstein did. I'm sorry that Einstein did. I think he was asking for trouble, and he certainly was misunderstood. There are many religious points of view where the conservation of the world is just as important as it is to scientists. There's clearly a lot of Ludditism, and you see it in all the hysteria about every scientific story. You can't even begin to understand biology, you can't understand life, unless you understand what it's all there for, how it arose, and that means evolution. I think I would abolish schools which systematically inculcate sectarian beliefs. It's very likely that most mammals have consciousness, and probably birds, too. At least the fundamentalists haven't tried to dilute their message. Their faith is exposed for what it is for all to see. When a company seeks a new chief executive officer, or a university a new vice chancellor, enormous trouble is taken to find